Let me explain why I say I'm Albanian from Kosova and not Kosovan or the actual word Kosovare. This is just my preference, but I base it on two things: my knowledge of Albanian history and my master's degree in intercultural market studies, which gave me a very clear understanding of the distinction between ethnicity and nationality, and also how these affect our identity and unity. Unfortunately, many people don't know the difference because they've never had to learn it. Must be very nice. Albanians know the difference. We have to. This is why I can say Kosovare when speaking with another Albanian, because we all know what that means. But if I'm speaking to non-Albanians, I say I am Albanian from Kosova, because they often think that nationality and ethnicity has the same meaning, like how Italians are often Italian, Danes are often Danish, etc. Albanians, this common link was stripped away from us when 40% of the Albanian population and half of our land was partitioned from Albania in 1913 due to the Treaty of London. This left many Albanians outside of Albania's borders, and many of us had to accept a new nationality against our will. Kosovo and Albania were reunited briefly during World War II, but we've been kept separate since by occupiers. But we're still the same people. Unless I want to explain all of that every time someone asks me where I'm from, it's easier to say Albanian from Kosovo to avoid confusing people in general. And it's fair that they're confused. People around the world have very different views on what unites them, with some placing more emphasis on nationality and defining as such, like Americans, or on a shared religion, like Jews. These are generalizations, but there's a reason why they use these words to define themselves. For Albanians, our ethnicity is what unites us, which may explain why we haven't lost our connection despite our many different nationalities and religions. I'm also often asked if all Albanians are the same, which proves to me that people don't know the difference between nationality and ethnicity, because yes, we are. We fought for the same language, the same flag, the same culture, and the same land. We are one. Essentially, to really dumb it down, if I have a child with an Albanian from Albania, my child isn't half Kosovare and half Albanian. Same logic applies if I were to have a child with an Albanian from Macedonia or from Denmark. This hypothetical child would just be Albanian. Another question I often get is why we aren't just one country again. I wish it was that easy. Most of us want a reunification with Albania because it makes sense for the same people to share one country. But in the case of Kosovo, we got our independence in 2008, but we are not allowed to reunite with Albania from other powers because it will lead to a new Balkan War, and we obviously don't want that. And the same goes for Albanians from Macedonia, Montenegro, Greece, and Serbia. So what we are all left with is to stand united in spirit, remember our history, promote our love for each other, and hope that we can all be together in the EU in another peaceful way in the future, because there are Albanian communities all over the world now. My last reason for putting my Albanian heritage above all and embracing all Albanians, even the ones that disagree with me or whatever they believe in or anything, is that I think it's an insult to our ancestors who dedicated their lives to make sure Albanians wouldn't be divided from each other, to use words like Kosovare as a way to separate ourselves instead of to explain which region we're from, which is what I would use it for. Several empires couldn't separate us, and they've tried since Illyrian times, so why would we do it to ourselves? What scares me is that if we forget our history, then one day you'll hear people say, no, I'm not Albanian, I'm Kosovare, and then what we fought for has no purpose at all. I don't think this will ever happen if we keep educating ourselves. So please remember, words have meaning and we should use them correctly and in the right context. If you have any questions, or if I didn't explain it well enough, let me know. I'm here to teach, and my main message is that all Albanians must stand united. So that is what I'm always going to be saying. Lastly, if you think I'm just overthinking it because you don't believe that ethnicities can split from each other and create a new identity just by saying they're different from each other or better than each other, then you're going to be very shocked when you learn about world history and specifically Balkan history.